As a kid, you will often think that life is all carefree and easy. There is nothing much to think about, but just fun. Running around, playing catching, and football was what most kids my age were doing. But for me, it wasn't like that. My childhood was spent going in and out of the hospital, and I was always going for chemotherapy and radiotherapy sessions, and getting poked with needles was a norm. This was when my life turned upside down. My name is Gabriel, and I am 20 years old, and throughout my life, I had cancer 3 times. I had my first encounter with cancer in 2009. I was only 5 years old then. It started with just vomiting and having stomachache. But after going to the GP a few times and doing some scans in the hospital, a tumor was found in my chest. It was stage 4 neuroblastoma, a type of cancer that develops in nerve tissues. Thankfully, after 1 year of treatment, I recovered at the age of 6. Life became more stable until 8 years later, when I felt that something was growing in my nose. They eventually noticed an unusual growth of tumor blocking one of my nostrils. That turned out to be a form of nose cancer. This made me feel like I was a burden to my family, both financially and emotionally. I still required much care and attention from my parents because I still had to go for regular checkups after the treatment was completed. I also had to pause from my studies for a short period of time. But that wasn't the end. In 2021, the second cancer relapsed and caused a third cancer. A tumor had grown out of the area that was previously treated and developed a new lump in my neck. The treatment for this cancer was the most straightforward, but it also had the most significant side effects. It changed my facial features and I had to go for physiotherapy. Even though I recovered from cancer for the 3rd time, my life was no longer the same. It felt scary because there was no way of anticipating what could come with each side effect. My eczema started to worsen drastically. It became so bad to the point that it affected my daily life. I felt like I couldn't even stop scratching for 1 minute. Simple things like showering became a struggle because my skin would hurt from the water. There were also many times that I was unable to sleep for consecutive nights. It didn't help that my memory and hearing were also affected by all the surgeries and radiation treatments. It felt as if my conditions were hindering me from serving God. As the eczema and other side effects continued to worsen, I only felt more and more helpless, more and more crippled. I started to question what my life purpose was. I thought my purpose was to spread the gospel, but how was that even possible with all my conditions? Just opening my mouth was a struggle because it would be so painful. I remember crying out to God, "Why do you allow me to live when there are so many things that I can't do? No matter how hard I try, things just don't get better. What even is my purpose in this life?" The turning point came when I was interning in my church. A course called Freedom in Christ left a profound impact on me. We were given a list of statements about our identities in Christ, and among the list, Ephesians chapter 2 verse 10 stood out to me as a timely word. For we are God's masterpiece. He has created us anew in Christ Jesus, so we can do the good things He planned for us long ago. It taught me that my identity is not based on how much I can serve or contribute, but simply on the unconditional love of God that was poured out on the cross. This felt like an answered prayer from God because I had been asking God where I could find my purpose and hope. Instead of giving me something new, God reminded me that I should focus on what He has already given me instead of what I do not have. While different side effects still happened after the revelation, this truth became an anchor to my soul as I struggled. I could hold on to what God spoke to me and consciously walk according to this biblical truth. As a 20-year-old who had battled cancer for 3 times, I don't know what lies ahead of me, even though the future is full of uncertainties, and I might even face another relapse. I look forward to each day that I can get to share about the love, hope, and peace I have found in Jesus Christ.